JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Where do I even begin? I suppose the memes would be the best place to start. But nah, all everyone ever talks about are the memes, and I'm not gonna be like everyone else. Because I'm an idiot. No, today we're talking about some actual useful information. You know, something that isn't Zawardo! Sorry, I had to do at least one. Today, we're talking about Ora! Sorry. That was the last one, okay? I hope. No, today we're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure's genius application of a unique story structure that I personally have never seen anywhere else. And that, my friend, is... drumroll please... the part concept. So I went into JoJo's completely blind. I literally didn't know shit for nothing. So when I saw how easily the man Araki was just able to handle the part concept, I was quite amazed to say the least. This man was able to do what we wanted from shows like Naruto, Avatar The Last Airbender, and even to a degree Dragon Ball so easily. He is able to sculpt just entirely new stories that take place in unique parts of the world and in different time periods, and it never feels redundant or boring. How does he do it though? Well, I can think of two major reasons for his success, so cue however I'm gonna edit this part. Oops, wrong soundtrack. Alright, so I'm just gonna trash on Boruto real quick because it's the biggest failure in my opinion. And I don't care if it's gonna get crazy soon. The anime failed in the most important department. Do you know what the department is? Let me give you a hint. Also, is the title of this segment. The children are just carbon copies of their parents. Except for Boruto, funnily enough. I mean, look at this man! Literally all the kids look and act like one of their parents. Like, I understand the appeal of using the descendants of the past characters for the new cast. Trust me, I do. But if you're gonna make them all the same, then what was even the point? Might as well just continue Naruto. Like, forget making a Jonathan 2.0. I'm glad Joseph was an exciting trickster with contingency plans for his contingency plans. I'm glad I'm glad this guy was a clumsy fool with... Huh? Polnareff wasn't the main JoJo? It was Jotaro? But he hardly did anything most of the time. Alright, if you say so. Jotaro was literally just a badass with no weaknesses. And you always gotta have that one broken character. I'm glad Josuke was just a chill high school kid with a fixation on his hair. And by now you get the point. It's exciting seeing what the new JoJo will be like and how they'll handle their problems. To me, this is the biggest reason for JoJo's success. The variety of characters in each part. I always say characters are the most important aspect of any show. Without them, you got nothing. Every part has completely unique characters from the way they look, the way they act, and where they come from. I mean, have you seen some of these character designs? And did I mention that a dog is part of the main cast for part 3? If that's not variety, I have no idea what is. The only part that reused a good chunk of characters was part 2. But part 2 was written so well, it didn't even matter. Also, Speedwagon is the GOAT, so we needed one more part with him anyway. Plus the characters in part 1 were kinda weak, so fleshing out the few characters that were in part 2 was nice. The only consistent descendant is the main JoJo of the part, and that's all you need. I thought we were gonna keep getting members of the Zeppelin family in later parts, but I was wrong. So only the Joestar bloodline is the recurring family. Notice I said bloodline because Jotaro decided to be a freaking Kujo! Not only is there a variety of characters, there is also no such thing as plot armor in this damn show. Because of the part concept, Araki doesn't need to hold back on cutting a character's life short, because he's gonna make an entirely new cast for the next part anyway. So knowing that no character is safe really adds to the tension of the show. Like, can you imagine watching any long-running shonen with built-up, fully fleshed out characters, except that you know for a fact that literally no one is safe and can be cut down at any point? Yeah, it's a tough feeling, but a welcome one. JoJo's also avoids doing the most boring thing you can do with this concept. Can you guess what it is? To be honest, you probably can't, so I'm just gonna say it. The most boring thing you can do is make the new protagonist the complete opposite of the predecessor. Naruto was a loser that had to do honest work to be as strong as he is. Boruto, however, is a natural genius that used cheap tricks and cheated his way to everything in the beginning for whatever reason, even though he's a prodigy. Aang was an airbending and spiritual god that struggled with everything else and didn't want to be the Avatar. Meanwhile, Korra is a god at everything except for airbending and spirits, and loves being the Avatar. And in Dragon Ball, Goku was a guy who wasn't a genius, but he also wasn't a scrub, and he loved to fight. And then in Dragon Ball Z, we get Gohan, a kid with insane potential, but hates fighting. You see how they all use the same idea for their new protagonist? And you know what else? Almost nobody liked them. With the exception of Gohan, everybody fucking loves Gohan. That doesn't happen in JoJo's. I've never heard anyone say they hate a JoJo. Do you know how many people I've heard say they hate Boruto or Korra? Yeah, exactly. Actually, you know what's kind of funny? After I wrote this script and recorded it, I thought about it a little bit, and each JoJo actually kind of is just the opposite of the last. You know, Jonathan is an honorable gentleman, and Joseph is kind of not. Now to go into the rest, but you get my point. My point still stands, because no JoJo gets any hate, so I'm still correct. Splitting the series into parts the way Araki does makes it really easy to just tell completely different stories. Literally no two parts in JoJo's are the same. Each part looks, feels, and sounds different. Every part aside from part 1 and 2 will have pretty drastic art styles that only add to each of their individual stories. We get to see places like Italy, 1880s Europe, Japan, and basically all of Asia. Every part has a different tone that can range from intense battles due to being rushed against the clock, all the way to normal high school hijinks with stands, to fighting a boat. Yes, you heard me right, a boat. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, everybody. The only show where dogs have superpowers and the characters have to defend themselves from an evil morphing boat. The sound department also fits these styles accordingly, by making entirely new soundtracks for every part, with some standouts being Jotaro's and Giorno's themes. And don't forget those banger openings. These two things make JoJo's what it is, and I gotta say, as cool as the concept is, it's also its biggest problem. I don't think JoJo's has a bad part, but I do think that not everyone can find enjoyment in each part because of the way the series is. And that really sucks. Because it's not like you can just skip a part. Well, you can. I just wouldn't recommend it because you might anger certain people. Myself included. Each part is just so different in tone, story structure, and characters. You might just not like what that part has to offer. But if you're anything like me, you're not just gonna skip it. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna like it. Because that's what always ended up happening to me. Personally, for me, part 3 was the hardest pill to swallow. I didn't like how it was handled and I didn't like how it was going. But in the end, it's probably my second favorite part because of how it turned out. It took about 30 episodes for me to truly start enjoying and appreciating what I was watching. And the end made it all the more worth it. I completely understand if you loved part 3, but hated part 2, which is my favorite part. Every part is just built different. People always say,
watch JoJo's, man. Watch JoJo's, man. Watch JoJo's. Watch JoJo's. Watch JoJo's. Watch JoJo's. Watch JoJo's, man. Watch JoJo's. Watch JoJo's. Watch JoJo's. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it.
to be honest, not everyone is built for JoJo's. Hell, I'm not even sure if I was built for JoJo's because having to reset after every part started getting annoying. The beginning of each part was kind of a chore for me. It got a little exhausting having to meet an entirely new cast with all new abilities every single part. But that quickly fades once you get past those introduction episodes. The story always kicks in just in time for you to get sucked in. I think the best way is to just go into every part with the mindset that it's just like a spin-off series or something. And maybe even space out each part and don't just binge it all at once like I did. Don't get me wrong, I loved what I was watching, but I can't help but feel I could have appreciated each part more if I just gave myself a little more time to just digest each one. That's the best advice I can give you for watching JoJo's. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have seen JoJo's, what is your favorite and least favorite part? And if you haven't seen JoJo's, well, good luck. I hope you enjoy it when or if you even watch it. And that's about it. So, I'll see you guys next time.